Right, what you're looking at on screen right now is TrackMan data with the longest iron that I currently play in my bag. It has a 180 carry, it has some great peak height, great ball speed to club head ratio. In fact, it's a 1.49 smash factor. Got a little issue maybe with spin, land angle of 42.9 and a launch of 17.1. That is an iron that is lofted at 26 degrees. The question I'm asking myself is, that's the very best I've got with that iron in hand. Can I achieve these kind of numbers and perhaps a little bit better in some cases with an alternative type of club? You see, the point is, as good as that iron was, the problem we have as average golfers with longer irons is that we struggle a little with certain parameters. Things like launch angle, because our club head speed starts to dip a little bit with the stronger lofted clubs. And I'm pretty sure that what I'm about to show you in today's video is an alternative club that will provide you an option which will give you and I much more consistency. Let's see what that one does. So we've got a 170 carry, 171.5, another decent strike, another straight shot. And I've got to admit, I love nothing more than hitting a good iron. But already we've got a little bit of an issue there. I've just lost 10 yards with a strike that seemed comparable, but you can see that club head speed and ball speed, that ratio has dropped to a 1.42 smash factor on just the second shot of the day. Those kind of issues are not good on a golf course. And the club I'm about to show you has got 1 degree more loft than this iron I'm using, but I think will produce, like I said, more consistent numbers and be more applicable for most average golfers. Go straight out the blocks, first shot, with a club that is 1 degree weaker. First of all, it's bullet straight. Second thing is it's 173 carry. Our club head speed, ball speed ratio is good. It's not perfect on that first strike. Spin is probably better. What you'll see is the launch angle and the land angle is already considerably improved. And you can see it's a hybrid, but it's no ordinary hybrid.
Today's video was filmed at Chester and North Wales Golf Academy.
Right, so straight away, we've got a 120 ball speed, we've got a 170 carry, so slightly less in carry. Spin number has jumped up to much where the kind of number we'd want it to be for this kind of loft. And if you look at that launch angle and land angle, then the way this is stopping on greens, which is invariably still where you'd be playing this kind of iron, then just with a couple of shots hit, it's very easy to see why this rather odd hybrid could be the answer to a lot of golfers' poor situations. Now incidentally, I'm referring to loft as opposed to the number on these clubs, because unfortunately everybody is obsessed with numbers and not looking at what the loft is and what everything is relative to what that loft is. But essentially we've got two clubs which, I know it certainly feels very similar in length. I'll put the length of shaft on screen for you now, but they feel very similar. The difference being is with that hybrid that I'm using, there's a difference to that whole sort of swing weight, as it feels so much more mass at the bottom of the golf club, the bottom of the shaft, which encourages an easier swing, and altogether just a much better tempo is something that I've always found. 123 ball speed that time, might have been a slight cut, yes it was. 173 carry, spin number up, land angle is ridiculous, as is the launch, as is that peak height. So again, I've got a club that's really working for me, and I'm not having to graft that hard in terms of generating club head speed. I'm letting the club do the work for me. The reason I say it's unusual is because this is a 6 hybrid. Now a 6 hybrid, as we're all very familiar with 3 hybrids, 4 hybrids, maybe the 5 hybrid is creeping into more bags than it did in the past. But the 6 and 7 hybrids are still very vastly underused options in my opinion. And already what I'm seeing is this is a real viable alternative to my 26 degree iron that's currently in my bag, and for all the reasons you've just seen. Let's see what that does with a slight change. And when I say a slight change, we've de-lofted by a couple and moved into our 5 hybrid. And now we're seeing numbers that are going past what we had of that of my longest iron, the 26 degrees. So there's a 24 degree hybrid now versus a 26 degree iron. Now we're gaining 10 yards, but I also still like the fact that our land angle and our launch angle is still very, very impressive indeed. The reason I'm showing you this is the one thing that hybrids have over irons again is adjustability. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to tweak this 5, I'm going to lessen the loft, make it a little bit weaker, and hopefully I've got something that fits perfectly in my bag as my 26 degree iron replacement. And that's that ability to adjust that you just do not have with an iron. Let's see where we're at with that slight adjustment. Right, perfect. So first of all, really good solid strike, nice and easy swing. We got that 178 carry up to that 180 number. We've got an equivalent sort of spin, but we've got a much better launch and a much better land angle and a much higher peak height. All of which combined are going to give us a much better chance of landing this ball on the green and stopping. So by a little bit of tweaking between the 5 hybrid and the 6 hybrid, I've got a 25 degree hybrid, which is now equivalent to the performance of my 6 iron. The question you've got to ask yourself, which kind of performance parameters would you prefer? So the purpose of today's video is much like most I do in this kind of comparison type. It's not to highlight whether one's right or wrong, it's about trying to spot the differences between the two and what they offer you as a golfer and what you're looking for in terms of performance attributes. The 6 iron did really well, and like I said, I still love hitting an iron, and I think a 6 iron is something I'm still really comfortable with hitting. However, when you put it up against whether it be a 5 hybrid, 6 hybrid, whatever it is, or we base it on loft, the hybrid becomes a very easy club to use. I don't know why it is, maybe it's a personal mentality, but I seem to swing easier, a little less effort, a little better tempo, and my dispersion tends to be better with that of the hybrid as well. So, but there's a lot of golfers that just do not like the look of a hybrid behind the ball, and I understand that as well. So the message is quite simple. When you go in for custom fit, as I always say, don't go in blindfolded, don't go in with preconceptions, don't go in and buy a set of irons from 4 through to pitching wedge, because that to me really is a thing of the past nowadays. You have to look at each individual iron, test as many as you can, and really analyze, are you getting the best options that is for your particular performance, the way you swing the club, because it's very different for every golfer. And no matter what you see me do and what my numbers are, yours are likely to be very, very different indeed. The iron is the right club for some people, but for many more, and a lot of golfers, particularly with slower swing speeds, this moving into hybrids at 5, 6 and even 7 is definitely the way forward in my opinion. Right, hope you enjoyed that one. Something a little bit different. I'm not too sure how this thing came together. Certainly a video that I've been looking to make for quite some time, and I hope you can take something from it. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.